Welcome, Tillamook High School Cheesemaker fans. It's basketball time. Basketball is brought to you on KTIL by Tillamook Bay Community College, Roby's Furniture and Appliance, Tillamook Motors, SC Paving, Tillamook County Transportation District, City Sanitary Service, Dave Hollinsworth State Farm Insurance, Tillamook County Family YMCA, and Les Schwab Tire Center. Randy Shield has the play-by-play Bruce Rhodes with color and stats. Let's take it down courtside to Randy and Bruce.
Good evening, Tillamook High School basketball fans. It's warm-up time. Tonight, the Tillamook High School Cheesemakers play in the state play-in round as Cheesemakers have traveled across the mountains to get to Madras. Madras in Central Oregon, just south of Redmond by about an hour. The Madras White Buffalo are the second-place team out of their league. They're 12-11 on the season. The Cheesemakers are 15-9 on the season. Madras was 8-2 in league and finished second. It earned them a home game despite the fact that they're ranked number 22 in the state. The Cheesemakers ranked number 11 in the state, but they finished fourth in the Coapa League, as the toughest league in the state basketball-wise is the Coapa for about the third or fourth year in a row. And the Cheesemakers have battled through that tough league play to get to a place to where they are in the state play-in round. A win here could take them to the state playoffs. The state playoffs would happen away from home for the first game. If they could win that like they did last year, they'd be in the Final Eight at Pacific University. But that's a long ways away against a pretty talented team here tonight as the Madras White Buffalo take to the floor in what is a beautiful and large, huge gym here. A little bit disappointed that Madras chose to not allow the Tillamook High School pep band to show up, but the Tillamook High School pep band certainly has a reputation, and no away team wants them coming to town. And so the Cheesemakers are here with a decent crowd, but not a large crowd by any means, as the weather was not great getting over, although everybody seems to have gotten here, and we're ready for basketball action. Tillamook Cheesemakers and the Madras White Buffalo are coming your way over FM 95.9 KTIL in Tillamook. We're going to talk to Tillamook head coach Greg Werner about tonight's game after this word from the Tillamook Bay Community College. Welcome back to Cheesemaker basketball on an extended warm-up time here as the Tillamook Cheesemakers and the Madras White Buffalo get ready to square off in Madras, Oregon, with a winner going into the state playoff round. This is actually a play-in. What that means is the top 8 teams in the state get a bye. They're already in the playoffs, and the next 16 teams play each other to see who the second 8 will be going into that 16-team tournament, the first round of which is played at home sites, and then the final 8 go to a common location. It's in Forest Grove at Pacific University. Before the game tonight, we had a chance to talk to Tillamook head coach Greg Werner, and here's what Greg had to say.
Greg, coming to today's game, you work all year long to get to this point, and do-or-die game, which this one is for sure. Got a win to play on, but first let's talk back about the last ball game you played against Scappoose. That was about as entertaining a ball game as you can get. They came out, shot lights out. Your kids had every reason to kind of give up and roll over, and they didn't. Came back and won that game.
Yeah, they shot a really high percentage from wherever they shot, and we just kind of stayed with them. By watching them shoot and trying to get the defense so we could prevent that. In the process, we were able to make some shots, and we were only down 7 at half. We just told them, hey, if they can shoot that hot in the second half, then they're the better team, and they deserve to win. So we just stayed with it, and then tide kind of turned there in the third, and they kind of stopped their approach, and I think that stopped the momentum, and we were able to kind of gap it out a little bit, and then got it down the stretch where we were able to make some free throws.
The other big story in that game was Ian Collette scored more points in the game than anybody, I believe, has ever scored in a Tillamook High School basketball game. And when you look at the players that have been here, that's saying a lot. He had to be pretty excited about that, and the crowd had to enjoy it in his last home game.
Yeah, he just scores in bunches. He just kind of scores kind of effortlessly, and he was excited about it, but he was more excited about the win. So that's what's pretty awesome about Ian, is that he he's more into the team than he is himself. But yeah, he can score the basketball, and we needed it in that game. It wasn't like we were trying to go everything through him, but in that process, we were able to, get him some shots. He hit some really tough shots, but I also think it started with his defense because we said, hey, we got to shut down Brendel, and so he was able to do that in the third, and then that was able to kickstart his offense. But I believe that is our school record.
And I also don't believe I've ever seen a game where two kids score 40 points plus in one ball game. That's a pretty good show by two pretty good high school basketball players.
I agree. And typically when you give somebody 40 points in a game, you don't win that game. And so, yeah, the Brendel kid he did that in 3 quarters. He didn't score in the third. So he's a tough matchup. Both of them really athletic kids and compete really, really hard. And so that's really what you want out of it. And, we were excited that we were able to get him. It's tough to beat somebody 3 times, especially as many times as we've played them in the last couple of years and same kind of personnel. So at some point it becomes an inter-squad game. Tonight will be I know it'll be more of the same, that hectic pace, just get the ball up, try to get so you're trailing. There'll be trapping everywhere. It'll be similar to the Scappoose game in that aspect, where the time of possession probably won't be very long, and so you got to be really disciplined and not try to get into a shooting match with them, because they're going to try to get 30 or 40 threes up in the game, and we got to be disciplined enough to be able to get some high quality, high percentage shots.
So how do you battle that with a team in Madras? They come in here, the second-place team out of their league, hosting a game. They're the 22nd ranked team, and yet you're the 11th ranked team. You would think you're easily going to be a better team. That's not necessarily the case. They pose some problems with their pace of play. And I think they've been similar to us, where they've had a few guys out. They got some bigs that can move and are very athletic on the boards, and so we got to be able to counter that. We got to make sure, again, that we're getting guys in and out, not getting them so tired that they can't keep the pace. And then, again, when you get tired, your decision-making kind of goes south. And so we got to stick with our game plan of high percentage shots and making them, make tough shots. So really with this type of style, you could win by 25 or you could lose by 25. I've watched them in the past where they made 18 threes and just bury a team, and they'll give up open layups for a 3. So it's backwards to anything that you've ever probably been taught or seen. And so it's hard because you're kind of in it before you realize what's going on. And so we've tried to prepare our guys, which is difficult, but that's what I expect tonight. So it's also a weird situation because you have a team that isn't necessarily a slow-it-down team. You're not looking to play the half-court game, and so there's not a huge contrast in styles in that you both would be happy to run, but do you run with a team who that is their total game?
Again, you've got to weigh the options. I think if we're disciplined, like I hope, that we'll be able to get high percentage shots, and then we have to have check back, because they'll get the ball out as fast as they can, get it down, and get it launched. So their time of possession, they want to get a shot up about every 6 seconds. And basically, if you don't do that, then you get pulled, and they're probably going to platoon every 2 to 2.5 minutes. So they got 5 new guys coming in, and we got to keep our legs fresh. So with the games I've scouted so far this year, they've been right with or ahead of teams, and then the ones that have the depth can stay with them. Then typically they're getting high percentage 2s, and they're hopefully not making their 3s.
So this season and this point of the season, very similar to what we saw last year. 4th-place team out of the Quappa League. You have to go on the road, long trip over here, 2-day trip for you. How does your team this year in preparation, the place that you're at right now, compare to where you were last year when you went to Ontario and beat them?
Yeah, well, Madras and Ontario, 2 vastly different styles. I mean, they weren't, we were able to match up with them last year. We had a couple bigs that were, pretty pivotal for us last year. Hopefully with Chase back, we can stay healthy and we can spread them out. We're not as big, of course, but we are pretty skilled. My hopes are that tonight we can again, get high percentage shots and make them work for everything they get. And then hopefully, it's a good outcome for us.
Any concern with the fact that they are 22nd ranked team in the state and your kids looking past them?
I don't know about that. We've just more focused on their style of play and how to counter that and that sort of thing. And you're right. We're kind of geared for scoring and gearing to get up and down. So it sometimes it's hard for us to change that and not take an open three, because like teams like Valley Catholic, that's how we would have to play to beat them. So it is a little bit I don't want to say unnerving, but it's at some point in the game we'll probably take an open three because we're open, and then we'll have to remind our guys, hey, we got to go inside out. Now if the ball goes inside and then it gets kicked back out, then we can hit the three. But we're not just going to come down and shoot a three like we would against maybe some taller teams. So there, again, it's more mental than physical.
You've said so many times defense is what wins ball games. Still the case today against a team like this?
I believe so. I think transition defense is really the key, because if you're trailing them, you're going to be giving them open shots and probably rebounds and putbacks. And they're bigger than us, so we've got to be able to have guys back and make sure that we're staying in front. Easier said than done, but I would say the transition D is going to be the difference in the ball game.
Well, Greg, wish you the best of luck and hope for a great game tonight here in Madras.
All right, thank you.
And again, we'd like to thank Greg Werner for his comments for tonight's game on warm-up time. We'll be back with more warm-up time after this word from the Tillamook Bay Community College. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball and Warm-Up Time, brought to you by the Tillamook Bay Community College. Tillamook Cheesemakers and the Madras White Buffalo here in Madras. The winner will go on. The loser, their season will be over. The winner has a chance to get to the Final Eight. They'll be in the state playoffs. The loser will have looked back on what was a good season, but not where they wanted to end up. Starting lineup tonight, first of all, for the Madras White Buffalo, at the guard is going to be Byron Pat. Pat is 6'1", and a junior. Other guard, we'll list him as a wing, I guess, is Julian Badani. Badani is 5'10" and only a sophomore. Next to him will be Chad Thurby at a wing at 5'10" and a senior. And then their post players will be Tyler Lockey at 6'4" and a senior, and Kane Perkshawn at 6 foot and a junior. I list those as starters, although you will see 10 players deep or more on this group. So that do not think those are the only 5 that are going to be playing. On the other side of the ball, we're going to look at the Tillamook Cheesemakers starters. They are not going to start Chase Wagner tonight, who came back after a 3-week injury in the last ball game against Scappoose. He'll be coming in off the bench. You can't expect him to play. He's been down there warming up, and he looks very good. I don't think he'll be slowed hardly at all today. With Chase not starting, the 5 starters will be Anthony Taylor. Anthony is 6'1" and a senior, and it's either going to be he or Nathan Abbott that have to step up and become a scorer tonight as the second scorer for the Cheesemakers. We expect Ian Collette to be right there, as he has been most of the year. Ramon Flores, another guard, he's 5'9" and a senior, and Nathan Abbott is 5'8" and a senior. And then down low, Gabe Lockenmeyer, 6'1" and a senior. Those are 4 senior starters, and the last senior starter I want to spend a little bit more time on, and that's Ian Collette. If Cheesemakers lose, this will be his last game as the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Many of you that are listening tonight were actually in the gym the other night when Tillamook played Scappoose and watched Ian Collette. We had him for 44. The official book had him for 46. I'm not sure which they'll use as the official record, but in either case, it is the most points ever scored by a Tillamook High School basketball player in a game, and it wasn't a fluke. As you look at Ian's season, he has had 20 games this year out of the 24 where he scored 20 points or more. 8 times this year he's gone over 30, and 2 times he's gone over 40. If you haven't seen him play and you only listen to us on the radio, you would not pick him out on the floor as you watch the Cheesemakers warm up. He's 5'9", 140 pounds or so, and has just worked absolutely as hard as you can work to develop a game that is good defensively and obviously very good offensively, as he has had some incredible nights this year. When I look at the 4 games that he's played that he scored less than 20, 3 of those games were against teams that he really didn't have to score. Estacada and Astoria really did not need points scored in order to have the Cheesemakers win. And so Ian Collette has been the money man for the Cheesemakers. How does that play out tonight? I don't know. We'll see if a team that's built on speed and outside shooting in the Madras White Buffalo really have what it takes to stay with them. We'll also see if the Cheesemakers can shoot well. What Bruce and I have talked about on the way over, and we had a long time to talk for sure, as the trip over here took us all the way through the Dalles and then down 97 to get here because the snow over Mount Hood and the Sandy M was so bad. But on that trip, our discussion was about who wins this ball game and how do they win it. And the bottom line is whoever shoots the ball well is going to win this. If Madras shoots lights out from the outside, I don't think you can beat them. If the Cheesemakers shoot lights out from the outside, same thing. I don't think they can get beat. If both teams shoot average or combine with the lights out, then it could be an interesting ball game, much as we saw against Scappoose just the other night in Tillamook, where Scappoose shot 67% from threes and from twos in the entire first half. They had 50 points at halftime, but the Cheesemakers hung right in there, shut them down in the third quarter, and went on to win that ball game and earn themselves a trip here. Tillamook goes into the state playoffs as the top-ranked number 3 team in the playoffs, actually third division. That'd be the C team, as Tillamook was actually a fourth-place team. But as you look at it, we'll look at the playoff standings and who's playing who. The Cheesemakers, by way of their power ranking, had to travel to the lowest power-ranked team that was able to earn a home game hosting. And so with that, Madras, being the number 2 team out of their league, but ranked 22nd in the state. They only lost 2 games in the league, both of those to Gladstone. And so Madras, who's won 9 out of their last 11, are a team who's really put things together. They were 3 and see what their record is. They were 3-9 at one point, and now they are 12-11. And Madras playing some really good basketball down the stretch. The Cheesemakers have won 4 out of their last 5. Something's got to give as we go down the stretch here. Cheesemakers and the Madras White Buffalo in front of a very, very nice crowd here on an early Saturday evening game from Madras High School. This has been warm-up time, brought to you by the Tillamook Bay Community College. We'll be back with the start of tonight's play-in game after this 1-minute break for our sponsors. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Randy Sheet along with Bruce Rhodes, your broadcast crew, all the way over in Madras, Oregon, where the Tillamook Cheesemakers get ready to square off against the Madras White Buffalo. Bruce, really nice atmosphere here. They do things well in Madras. Evan Brown, head coach of the Madras White Buffalo, does a nice job with his kids. You might remember that he was at Staten for many years when we went out to their Christmas tournament, but this has all the makings of what should be a real quality 4A basketball game.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this, and when I've heard about their style fitting with our style, I think it's going to be just a shootout tonight.
One thing I know is that their PA system works, as they're playing music earlier over that. Now with the PA, you hopefully can hear us as well, as Madras has a great student section on hand. They have their band on hand, although they haven't really played a whole lot of anything yet, not anywhere close to ours. Madras did not allow the Tillamook High School band to come. It's a play-in game. They have that option. They have that right. Next week, that would not be the case, as the OSAA controls when a band comes or doesn't come when you get to the state playoff round. But this is a game to get into the state playoffs, and the Cheesemakers hope to be there, but they're going to have a tough game in front of them tonight against Madras, as Madras at 12-11 on the season, hosting the Tillamook Cheesemakers. As they have now introduced both teams, and the Madras White Buffalo Band will be playing the national anthem here in front of this nice crowd in a huge gym, a gym much larger than Tillamook's, as the national anthem by the Madras High School Band. And the playing of the national anthem here, Randy Shields, Bruce Rhodes, your broadcast crew over FM 95.9 KTIL in Tillamook, as the Cheesemakers in their road red will be moving right to left across your radio dial, and the Madras White Buffalo in their home white. They have a baby blue and red trim around their uniforms, as the Cheesemakers, a whole group of seniors, take to the floor. Their top 6 players are all seniors, and the 5 starters, of course, on the floor as seniors together. They've been a great crew. They've won a lot of games together over the course of the last 2 years, and it's this time last year that they made a run for the ages against Ontario and then LeGrand.
Yeah, and you mentioned just being seniors. This makes such a big difference. One, you have last year's run under your belt. You just have a lot of experience. So I wouldn't expect us to come out tight tonight.
Lockie in the middle, going to jump up against Anthony Taylor. They meet in the middle, 2 very slight builds, but Lockie tipped the ball, but it goes to Collette. Collette, Cheesemakers on top. Lockemeyer dishes down low to Collette. Collette in the right corner as they guard him and swing him all the way around to Taylor. Madras extends, goes inside, kicks it out right side. Abbott, 15-footer, good. Abbott hits the first shot of the ball game for the Cheesemakers as Madras came out in the zone. Down the floor comes Pat with the ball. Pat, right side around a high screen. Going to drive inside, stops, moves back to the top of the key. Looks to cut back door. Nobody there. Hands off to Badoni. Pat for 3. Good. Set shot for 3. And Madras takes the lead, 3-2. Full court pressure. Cheesemakers break. Abbott ahead to Collette. Collette down the lane. Gets hit. Doesn't get the call, but gets the bucket to go. Cheesemakers broke the pressure. Madras going to push the other way. It's Pat out on top with Collette. Going to get the screen again. That was a moving screen. Tipped away, picked off. Lockemeyer ahead to Collette. Collette stops. 3-pointer, left wing. It's no good. Rebound comes out to Madras. Good look, wouldn't stay. Lockie pushes the ball down the floor, breaking to the lay-in. Missed the shot. Rebound Flores. Going to push the other way. Off to Abbott. Abbott down the floor to Collette. Collette stops. He'll back it on out. Cheesemakers got in a little too deep. Wouldn't take it. Now Collette does for 3 and hit. Ian Collette, left wing 3. Tillamook up 7-3. No hesitation there by the Cheesemakers. Collette lets it fly.
And Pat. It's nice to see that the ball drop a couple of times early.
Double teamed on top. Pat kicks it out into the corner. Guarded there is Badoni. Badoni hands back on top to Thurby. Thurby going to drive inside. Kicks off right wing 3. It's good. Parkson, kind of a heavy set 3. Or heavy set kid that you wouldn't think is going to shoot that 3. Tillamook down the floor to break the pressure. Hands off to Abbott. Abbott kicks out on top. Lockemeyer holds it. Had a man open underneath. Didn't find him. Collette, right wing 3 again. This one short. Tipped up by Abbott and in. Cheesemakers get the break on the backside as Nathan Abbott goes to the hole and gets the tip. Cheesemakers lead 9-6. Top of the key. Pat for 3. Partially deflected. And they're going to give it to the Cheesemakers. That surprises me a little bit because I think Collette got a piece of that.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Madras brings 5 new players onto the floor.
Just like that.
2 minutes and 10 seconds into the ball game. Still going to press full court. Large floor here. College length floor, 93 feet long. Full court pressure. Ahead Collette. They break it down the floor. Lay in. Abbott, 2. Man, that was easy. You get the ball in Collette's hands, and all of a sudden that was a 3-on-1 and an easy lay-in. Right wing side with the ball is Bagley. Bagley working against Collette. Dribbled it off his foot, but gets it back again. Off on the right side. Man open underneath. Laid it up and in. Grody on the back side. Got an easy look. It's 11-8. Cheesemakers trapped in backcourt. Tip and stolen. Cheesemakers turn it over. Back wing 3. Good. Nice shot by Smith, and we're tied at 11. Taylor. Full court pressure. Can't get past it on this. As the Cheesemakers still in backcourt. Get it across to Wagner. Wagner sets it up, goes baseline. Thrown away again. Back-to-back turnovers. And that's what can happen to you against this steady pressure. You'll get it, you'll get easy buckets, and all of a sudden you start racking up turnovers. As Tillamook loses the turnover battle tonight, they'll be in trouble.
Yeah, and I appreciated what Coach Werner said to start with. It's okay to play a high pace as long as you make good choices in that.
11-11 tie. On top, Madras with the ball. Hands back to Fine. Fine goes inside. Spins. Smith. Pump fake. Steps inside. Oh, he travels with the ball.
That was a terrible travel.
No call. Quick break the other way. Flores. He'll drive inside. Dishes off to Wagner. Wagner takes it up. First foul of the ball game is called at the 4.5-minute mark, and Wagner will go to the line to shoot 2. Big travel on this near end by Canham Smith. That'd be Canham Smith the third, a 6'4" senior. And he looks to me like the best athlete we've seen.
Yeah, with size.
Free throw all the way down and then back out. No good for Chase Wagner. Lockemeyer back in. Taylor and Abbott out. Landon Werner in. Chase, second free throw on the way. It's no good. Missed them both. Cannot afford to miss free throws tonight. On top, right wing 3 on the way. Good. Byron Pat hits the 3. Cheesemakers quick transition. Wagner beat his man down the floor but missed the lay-in. Rebound comes out to Madras.
Well, it's like the ball just flew off his hand.
Other end they go. Inside kicks off. Pat, 3, left side. It's a miss finally. Kicks over the backboard and out of play. Cheesemakers will get it back. We told you it's quick.
It's penetrate and look for somebody at the perimeter.
Turned it over, backcourt, check, whistle, foul. Is going to send Lockie to the line to shoot 2.
Boy, that was the pass was just not at all to where it needed to get by the defender.
Lackadaisical pass on the inbound as Werner is trying to get there, but Lackey goes to the line. 5-point lead. Cheesemakers on the bottom of a 10-0 run. And it's still 10-0. Tillamook was up 11-6. They're now down 16-11. Wagner comes out. Flores comes out. I think Greg's a little bit concerned about keeping his guys fresh when he knows that Madras is going to go 5 in, 5 out every 2 minutes. Second free throw is no good. Taylor with a rebound. Outlet to Werner, and they press out of the trap. Across the timeline, tipped and chased into the corner by Abbott. Abbott on top. Stolen away. Whistle foul. And we'll see if they call. They're going to call that on Taylor. So Taylor had the ball stripped away, and then he picked up the foul as they were kind of wrestling for the ball there halfway through the period. It's 4th turnover against the Cheesemakers, and the pressure causing problems right now. Right corner, tip, back out on top. It goes to Pat. Pat with Collette on him. Cheesemakers in the zone. Pat looking inside, backs out by midcourt. Pump fake, Lockie. He'll get it and goes down the lane. Wild shot on the way there. It's no good. Rebound. Tip over the back will go Lockie, and the Cheesemakers will get it back.
You know, one thing this pressure does is it doesn't keep the ball in Ian's hands.
No, that's very true.
The ball is moving all the time.
A lot of people handle the ball a lot of times. 5 new players come, or 5 players back in for Madras. Double teamed in backcourt. You can't do that. Gave it up down the floor. Abbott gets it, but then throws it away. It was Taylor. Cheesemakers panic down the floor. Smith for the lay-in for 2. Full court pass to Collette, the other end. Collette down, lays it up. He doesn't get it to go. Looks at the official and says, what happened there? No call. Down the floor, Smith. Great catch. Oh, he double dribbled. No call. Rebound off Tillamook, out of bounds. Oh, that was just two hands on the ball. Pushed it down twice. Out of bounds off Tillamook. Cheesemakers a little bit rattled right now against the pressure. They're trying to throw it over the top instead of reverse it quickly, and that has caused them problems. 3:05 left, first period. Corner, moving, screen in the corner. Pass inside, puts it up, missed it, got his own rebound, stolen away by Wagner. Ahead to Collette. Collette throws it away, but it was tipped. Tillamook will get it back. So the Cheesemakers will have it on the far side.
Boy, it goes back to making good choices out there. Right now, we're not making great choices.
Taylor, right wing, goes behind his back, turns it over. On the floor, back court, Cheesemakers get it back. Anthony, down the floor, Lockemeyer. Lockemeyer, cross court to Flores. Flores, tough shot inside, didn't get it to go. Got his own rebound, put it up, didn't get it to go, but he's fouled. Oh, my goodness. Tillamook in a long dry spell right now. They were up 11-6. They're down 18-11. 12-0 run. Got to stop the bleeding at some point. Free throw, good.
Nice.
Needed that.
Yeah. And, that's something we haven't done a lot of this year is give up big runs at a time like this.
Second free throw, good. Cheesemakers finally stop that run at 12-0.
Need a stop right here. Yep.
You do need a stop and a score. Madras on top. Smith, baseline pass inside, rejected by Taylor. Hit the end line, out of bounds. It'll be Madras ball back. Fine took it inside, but Anthony Taylor with the block rejected it. Underneath, Fine will bring it in. Throws it clear out into backcourt to Smith. Smith at 6'4" will bring the ball down. Flips it out in front, goes between his legs. Picked off by Collette. Collette one-on-one with a defender. Spin move down the floor, scores. Wow, could have been a tee there, slapping the backboard as well, but a nice move by Ian Collette as he gets the steal on top and finishes at the other end. Left wing tip, but comes back to Madras. Skip pass, right wing three on the way. Set shot, in and out, no good. Wagner high in the air for the board. Outlet to Collette. Collette, baseball pass, no touch. Lay it, two. Ramon Flores, that was bingo, bango, bongo there, and the Cheesemakers are back to within one. Collette, steal on top again. Collette, breakaway, lay-in, two. Cheesemakers have regained the lead, and Staten wants timeout. 19-18, Cheesemakers, 1:47 left to play in the first period as the Cheesemakers, Ian Collette on top, making it happen. Two steals in this run and finished it up with buckets. 32nd timeout. We'll keep this one right here.
Then I put my head down for a little bit, and there's like three plays happen, three possessions.
Just have to keep listening to keep stats, apparently.
So we're shooting the ball well at 61%. Of course, a lot of those end up being layups in a game like this. Madras at 50%. And one of the things, we're going to watch is, and we've kind of made fun of Tillamook this year of putting up more three-point attempts than twos. Madras 7 apiece right now.
That's balance for them.
Yes.
Pat will bring it down, top of the key three. It's no good. Wagner rebound, outlet quick to Flores. Flores on the run, going to take it down the floor, lays it up, and in again. Ramon Flores gives the Cheesemakers the lead back. Nice outlet that time by Wagner. Alley-oop inside, tipped away, picked off. Cheesemakers lead pass to Collette. Collette, left wing. He'll pull for three. No good. Long rebound, though, goes to Wagner. Wagner steps in, offensive foul.
Looked a little awkward somehow.
Yeah, I would have called it traveling, but down on the ground went fine, and the Cheesemakers' offensive foul is going to be on Chase Wagner. Wagner will pick up his first personal foul. Pat, right wing, pass inside, jumper on the way is good by Kirkstand. Kirkstand gets the bucket, and the steal inside, laid up and in. Serby, as the Cheesemakers turn the ball over, give up 4 quick points in backcourt. Flores. Cross-court pass, lucky to get that through. Off to Collette. Collette down inside, hands to Lockemeyer. He lost it, got it again, lost it again. Cheesemakers back out. Don't get frantic. Right side, Flores gets hacked, no call. Baseline, Lockemeyer, give and go. Flores down the lane, lays it up and in. Great assist by the Cheesemakers that time as they take the lead back, 23-22. Left wing, around to high screen, kicks to the baseline. Pat, 4-3. It's no good. Rebound. Oh, pushed off. Lockemeyer, outlet, tipped and stolen away by Pat. Cheesemakers turn it over after a great rebound. Into the corner, left side, 17 seconds left in the quarter. Right wing, 3. Good again. Kirkshan hits the 3. 9 seconds left. Collette with the ball down the floor. Collette, alley-oop inside, dishes backside. Wagner fouled. He'll shoot 2. That was an alley-oop to the baseline to Taylor, who caught it and then dumped it low to Wagner, who got fouled as he was going up. And with 4 seconds left, he'll shoot 2 free throws, down by 2. 25-23. Free throw, good. Second game in a row that we are not short of action.
No, we're on a 100-point pace right here for both teams.
Second free throw is no good. 1 out of 2, and it is a 1-point game. From midcourt on the way, no good, and that is the end of the first period of play. 25-24 Madras after 1. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Second quarter.
Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Madras will open the second period. What about the stats?
Well, we ended up shooting 62%, Madras 50%. They put up 4 more shots than us.
Shot down the lane, no good. Wagner with a rebound. Wagner going to push out of backcourt. Down the floor to Lockemeyer. Tipped off Madras. Lucky, as Tillamook would never have gotten to that one as they were completely out of control, but it bounced off Madras' leg out of bounds. Tillamook will have it underneath their own bucket. Madras trying to press after missed shots and rebounds. Pass inside to the Cheesemakers. Cross court into the corner. Collette. Ice for 3. Won't take it. Round to high screen. Tip. Got it back again. Forces his way through. No call. Rebound. Kicks out. Around they go to Collette again. They're swarming defense. Baseline on the way. No good. Rebound. Tip. Madras comes out with it. Smith. Down the floor right side. Tipped away by Collette again. Collette with the steal. Hands to Flores. Flores inside. Back to Collette. Hands inside to Taylor. He's hammered. He'll shoot 2. Smith, the second time he's turned the ball over, just came down to make a point, committed a foul. First time they didn't call it. But this time they do. And Anthony Taylor go to the line trying to tie the game on the first shot.
And this would be good. Anthony didn't score in that first period.
Yeah.
Nice for him to see the ball go in the hoop.
They need him to score.
They do.
And he does.
And it did.
25 all. I'm trying to track ties, but they've happened so quick. It's really hard. There's been 4 lead changes, 2 ties so far in the game. Now make it 5 lead changes.
Well, and it's just interesting what this kind of a game does. It doesn't let you, whoever ends up with an open shot on the break is who shoots.
Yep.
You don't have much control over that a lot of times.
Inside going to work, spin to the baseline, cut off there, step back, shot on the way is good. He just took it the whole way. That was Bagley. Werner in backcourt, gets it into Collette. Collette, cross court, down the floor to Abbott. They break the pressure that time. Off to Werner. He's hacked, no call. The ball comes out to Smith on the break, and he dunks it. One hand to him as the Cheesemakers give up the bucket. Transition the other way. Collette for 3 and the answer, not this time. Rebound, Smith comes down again. 29-22. Outlet stolen away by Abbott. Abbott with the ball on top. Right wing, Werner. Werner stepped in, pulled back. Abbott left side into the corner. Wagner bounce pass inside, tipped out of bounds. It'll be Cheesemakers' ball. Man, they are a scrambling defense. 29-26. Madras with the lead. 5 new players into the ball game.
It is frenetic. The pace is just crazy.
Collette inbound, right wing 3. Still not there. He hit 1 3 early, has not since then. Torrey with the ball down the floor, goes free throw extended to the left side. They set a moving screen outside, checked by Collette, and out of bounds from behind. Man, they are letting them play, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that, even if that was clean, that would typically draw a foul just because it was a little awkward.
Yeah. Baseball pass into backcourt. They'll bring it down. Thurby with the ball, crossover, kicks off, corner, open, three on the way. Good. You cannot leave Herkshan open, as Herkshan has 3 3-pointers put up and 3 made tonight. Lockemeyer, cross-court pass, lucky to get it through. Down low, inside, Abbott lays it up and in. They break the pressure and get the easy bucket. 32-28. Cheesemakers down by 4. Alley-oop inside, laid up and in. Lockett gets the bucket. Down the floor, the Cheesemakers going to run the other way. On top, Collette, another 3. We need this one. Still not there. Wagner gets it inside, doesn't get it to go. Doesn't get it to go a second time. Fought inside. Wagner rips it loose, traveling with the ball. Wagner frustrated. He had 3 shots inside, just could not get them to go. Ian Collette frustrated. He can't get the shot to go from the outside. What we've said all along is that the Cheesemakers will shoot normally about 37-38% from the outside. Chase Wagner going to have to check out of the ball game. Might have some blood. Dan Seaholm going to take him to the locker room. And I'm not sure if there's a timeout, as both teams go to the bench. I didn't ever see a signaled timeout. Maybe that was just get a substitution in. 34-28.
It's a little hard to read a game like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not sure exactly. Now, again, a whole new set of 5 players. Hard to keep track of, like, who do you need to, keep track of in terms of that 3-point shooter.
Inside, Smith doesn't get it to go, but got his own rebound, put it up and in. He's a really good big body. Down the floor, Collette with a breakaway to the hole. Doesn't get it to go. I almost said he scored. He does not get it to go, as we have seen him make that shot so many times as he took contact, but he'll go to the line trying to shoot 2. 36-28. Second chance points, that time for Smith. Baseball pass, full length to the other end. Nice catch by Ian Collette. Free throw good.
Ian up to 10 points, but it hasn't been real pretty.
No, it hasn't been easy at all. We'll look at his shooting, and he's the guy that he's had open looks for threes. Cheesemakers haven't hit him here in the first half. Gets both free throws. 36-30. Madras with the lead and the ball. Right side going to work inside. A little spin move. Oh, got a high dribble. Shot on the way is no good. Rebound comes down with the ball. Taylor comes near side to Lockemeyer. Lockemeyer pushing it. Cross court, threw it away. Gabe's not the guy you want leading the break normally.
Well, and that tried to do more than just make the good pass. Tried to make it kind of a wild, anyway.
Under 5 minutes left.
Nobody there.
In the half. Spin move down the lane, stepped through, laid it up, missed it. Rebound Collette out of backcourt, gave it up, got it back. Has a man underneath. Lockemeyer scores, and he's fouled. Nice break, 3-on-2. Man, do they give up some shots on the inside because they are scrambling and attacking on the perimeter.
And I've been a little surprised. They're actually attacking the basket down at their offensive end too.
36-32. They outside the Cheesemakers inside. 2 6'4" players, and they've used them well. As they're looking for, I believe, a towel to wipe some stuff up off the floor. Maybe there's some blood on the floor. I'm guessing that is Chase Wagner, who now has a butterfly bandage over his left eye. That was from that whole battle down inside there that he ended up throwing the ball out after they called traveling on him, frustrated that he didn't get the break and didn't get the call. And normally when you draw blood, you do get the call. Not in that case.
I'll take a quick look at stats here.
Okay, there was a lot happening inside. There's actually been a lot happening everywhere. 36-32, Madras with the lead. as Gabe Lockemeyer, when the whistles sound, will come out and have one free throw trying to complete the three-point play.
Both teams real similar. Madras at 54%, Tillamook at 55% overall. We're 11 out of 15 on twos, a lot of layups, only 1 out of 7 on threes.
Lockemeyer hits the free throw, 1 out of 7 from threes. They're lucky to be within 3. 36-33, Madras brings the ball left to right. They go high post to Smith at the free throw line. Steps inside, lowers his head, powers it through, and puts it up and in. Down the floor, Lockemeyer got to chase it down. I don't know. He does get there just in time. Kicks off to Collette. Collette steps in, now double team. Steps out, lost it, got it back again. Off to Taylor, step back three. Hurried that one, no good. Ramon on the backside for the rebound. He got thrown down, but the Cheesemakers keep it alive. Taylor goes inside. Collette, wide open three. Good. Finally, Ian Collette hits the three. He needed that one so bad. 38-36, Madras. They're working to Smith on the inside. Step through, tough drive down the lane, no good. Lockemeyer rebound. Lockemeyer down the floor, but throws it away. Cheesemakers give it up. Right wing three on the way is no good, but the offensive rebound goes back to Smith underneath. Smith powers it up, doesn't get it to go. Taylor, outlet. Cheesemakers want to run again. Gabe, cross-court right side, tipped away, but it goes back. Abbott to the floor, lost it. Rebound, scoops out.
How's that not travel?
No idea. Smith, wild shot, gets it to go. Cheesemakers down the floor. Collette, left side, down by 4 of the Cheesemakers. Cross court, Ramon flips it inside. Taylor, 10-footer, good. Tillamook has gotten into a pretty hectic game right now. I'm not sure they have to be quite there, but they have to take opportunities when they have them on the offensive end. 2:52 left to play in the half. 40-38 Madras. Down the lane, scoops and scores. Tough shot there by Cash Reese. His first bucket. Inbound, Cheesemakers down by 4. 42-38. Get it across the timeline. Now it's 3-on-2 going the other way. Lockemeyer, open left wing three. Collette, no good. Rebound, Cheesemakers out of position, comes down. Reese going to take it end to end. Down the lane, whistle foul, bailed out on the foul. And to the line, he'll go to shoot 2. 2:24 left to play in the half. Cheesemakers look a little tired right now.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard to know how to adjust on something like this, too.
Yeah, you don't want to. Actually, Madras doesn't let you slow it down.
No.
Because they come out and pressure on the perimeter so hard that they don't let you slow it down. So you have to keep the pedal to the metal and keep taking it inside. Because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. First free throw's no good by Reese. 42-38. Madras. 2:24 left in the half.
Like if I was the coach, I'm not sure what I would tell us.
Yeah. I'd tell us make some of our shots.
Yes.
Reese. Second free throw is no good as well. Outlet quick. Rojo into the ball game. Rojo right side to Collette. Double team. Reese comes out. Goes inside to Lockemeyer. Picked up. No, tipped away. Off to Rojo. Rojo pass inside to Lockemeyer. He drives. Elbow right. Shot on the way from 15's no good. Down the floor comes Madras with the ball. Had to take a drink. You're going to dry me out. To the baseline. Whistle. Foul's going to be on Wagner. Wagner in a foul mood right now. Got a little physical there with a push, and that's going to be his second personal. Oh, they call it his first. I know that's his second because he had an offensive foul at the other end.
Yeah, Yank in the game.
So Yank checks in. They do have Wagner. It's only the first foul. Pat, right wing three on the way. Good D. Didn't get it to go. Rebound, though, inside shot on the way. No good, and Yank going to be called for the foul. Into the line will go Lockie. So that'll be the first foul on Yank, who just checked in. And Tyler Lockie, the 6'4 senior, got the offensive rebound there. 1:51 left to play in the half. Free throw, no good.
Wow.
I hope the Cheesemakers realize that Chase Wagner has only one foul based on the official scorebook, or at least the PA and the board. 1:51 left to play in the half. Free throw on the way. It's no good, but the offensive rebound back to Madras for three is good. They kicked it straight out, and Thurby hit the three. It's 45-38. Out of bounds. Madras almost had the steal, but the Cheesemakers get it back, and now 4 players coming back in for the Cheesemakers. As Collette stays in, Tillamook's got to get their last player off the floor as they go back to their starting lineup.
This is a pretty good press for by Madras, isn't it?
Get the ball in, top of the key, going the other way, off to Collette. Yes, it is. And they come down and pressure. Collette pushed it through. Wagner down to the floor, lays it up and in. Ball came loose, but it happened to come right up in Wagner's hands. Full court press. Lockie the other way, kicks it out for a three. He does not get it. Wagner with a battle inside and finally got the foul called on Lockie, who had fouled him about 3 times before that. And it'll be 1-1 for Chase Wagner at the other end. And I got to tell you, Wagner is competing like a yeoman in there, but it has been a battle. And they have let him play both ways.
And we talked about this before the game, too. I think if you're a Madras player, you don't worry about fouls.
No, you're not in the game long enough to worry about fouls.
No, you know the next crew's coming in pretty quick.
1-on-1 free throw by Wagner. Good. 8th team foul against Madras, 6 against Tillamook with 1:23 left to play in the half. 45-41. Second free throw. Good. He got them both.
Nice.
Down by 3 are the Cheesemakers. That's where it's been most of the ball game. Pat on top, runs into Collette. Good defense there. Spin move down the lane, kicks off into the corner. Good cover there. Steps back. Smith, long 3. Good. My goodness. Can't stop that. 48-42. 1 minute left.
Big first half, 18 points.
Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll be Cheesemakers' ball as Collette tried to beat the press himself down the right sideline. Down by 6 are the Cheesemakers. Yeah, Tavon Smith has been tough inside and outside there. Alley-oop backside. Abbott jumps it up and in. Great pass from Taylor to Abbott. 48-44. Bucket here will give Madras 50 or more. 3 out of the wing is no good. Rebound goes right back. Baseline whistle foul is going to be on Taylor. Second chance opportunity. It'll send Lockie to the line, and Taylor picks up his second personal foul. Tillamook gave up 50 in their last game at home against Scappoose, but that was by 68% free throw shooting, or 68% shooting. That has not been the case with Madras. It's been by volume.
Yes. And good outside shooting.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. First free throw is good. The second, or no good. The second one is no good as well, but they got the rebound, kicks it out for 3. Cross court, don't take it. Off to Smith. Better cover him. Smith swings it to the left side to Pat. Into the corner. Set shot 3 on the way. No good, but Smith with the rebound inside lays it up and in. 20 seconds left in the half. Cheesemakers look inside, go to Wagner. Wagner has it tipped, breaks the press. Down to Collette. Collette, right wing 3. It's no good. Long rebound. They got a run going the other way. It's Lackey. Lackey, check, whistle, foul. Going to send him to the line to shoot 2. Cheesemakers had a good look at 3 on one end, and the Madras fans are on their feet because Lackey was going hard to the hole, and the Cheesemakers had 3 guys there to make sure he didn't get there easily. 50-44, and he'll shoot 2 with 3.1 seconds remaining. Second foul is going to be called on Abbott. Free throw, no good. Lockie has missed 4 or 5 free throws in a row, but in every case, it's hit the rim so hard that Madras has gotten the rebound. Second free throw on the way. It's no good as well, and for the 3rd time in a row, they get the rebound. Lockie for 3. It's no good, and that is the end of the first half of play. Cheesemakers are down 50-44 at the half. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back after this. Going back to Cheesemaker basketball, Tillamook trails 50-44, the exact same score they had as they were down against Scappoose at home on Monday night. This one feels a little bit different. Madras, a better team inside than Scappoose is. And the Cheesemakers, it comes down to three-point shooting. We'll get to that with the stats here shortly. There has been 4 lead changes and 2 ties in that first half. Cheesemakers were down most of the half. They were down early as they trailed. Let's step back. They led 11-6 early, but then turned around and gave up a 12-0 run. So they were down 18-11. Cheesemakers turned around their own 10-0 run, and so a 12-0 run against them, a 10-0 run for them, led it to a 25-24 Madras lead at the end of the first period. And then in the second period, the Cheesemakers took the lead at 26-25, but Madras regained the lead very quickly at 29-26, and then held the lead through the rest of that half of play, leading by as many as 6, which is what they lead here at halftime, 50-44. Bruce is working on the stats. This is the first break we've had in the ball game. We'll take a 1-minute break for our sponsors. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Cheesemaker basketball. Cheesemakers trail 50-44 to Madras here at the half. Bruce, what about the first half stats?
Well, I'm not sure I've seen a first half like that in maybe ever in terms of a team. Like we saw Staten a couple of years ago with this coach, and they wanted to push it. They just didn't have the personnel to do that.
Right.
This group, they have some players both inside, outside. That's a tough matchup. Tillamook right now shooting 53% overall, but that's skewed because once you break the press and you get those layups, so we're 14 out of 19 on twos. That's because Madras is okay to give up those easy twos if they can create turnovers and hit threes.
And they've done that.
And they've done that. Where we're hurting right now is our outside shooting, only 2 out of 11. And that we're not going to win shooting under 20%. Now, I will say we tend to even out that across one half. If we shoot poor first half, we tend to make that up and hit some second half. I just hope we have the legs under us to be able to do that tonight.
And I think the Cheesemakers have given in a little bit to the pressure. It feels like everything's so crazy that all of a sudden you're rushed into, I have to make this shot now.
Yep.
And they've not been able to settle into comfortable-looking shots from the outside.
Yeah, and I've been a little surprised that Madras, I thought they would give up a little few more uncontested maybe. No, they're scrambling both ends of the court constantly. We have done well, 10 out of 13 at the free throw line. Madras shooting overall about same 54%, but where they've really made the difference, 8 out of 17 from three-point range. And get this, 0 out of 9, 0 for 9 free throws.
Oh, you're kidding.
8 of those by Lockie. So
yeah,
might keep that in your...
But I think they've gotten the rebound on at least 3 of those opportunities. So
second chance point. Smith has really hurt us. He's sitting on 20 points right now, including two out of 2 on three-pointers. So our leading scorer, Ian Collette, has 14. Nathan Abbott, 10. Turnovers, 11-4. Tillamook with 11. So we need to make some adjustments and get ourselves back into playing confidently this half.
Against that press, you need to keep the ball in the middle. You cannot inbound the press or inbound the ball into the corner against that press. It's a trapping press. Hopefully talking about that in the halftime locker room. 50-44 Madras at the half. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. It's halftime. Ray Shield along with Bruce Rhodes, your broadcast crew over FM 95.9 KTIL in Tillamook. Cheesemakers in the state play-in round as they take on the Madras White Buffalo. Madras, the highest scoring team in the state. I can see why. They also give up more points than any team in the state over the course of the year. I can see why as well. They're averaging 73 on the offensive side, giving up 72 on the defensive side. They are well on their way to be above that as they're on a 100-point pace right now. I had the opportunity this week to look back at some of the record books in the state. Jerry Dorland sent me some information, and we head into the state tournament now, state playoffs, and I had the opportunity to look at all tournament players from the past for Tillamook, and I was just, again, reminded of the tradition that Tillamook has in basketball and the great, great players that have come and gone, graduated from Tillamook High School, and Ian Collette going to be one that's remembered as well as any of them.
Yeah, Ian has, and when you saw him as a sophomore, you knew he was going to be a pretty good ball handler. What we didn't know is that he was going to be a good scorer as well. Tell you, one of the things as I looked at that list, too, interesting that there's a lot of Hartfords on there. You got generations that are part of that list. That's pretty cool.
Let me go down this list. We've got about a minute before the start of the second half. First all-tournament player for Tillamook was Elwood Moore. Now, I don't remember him. It was 1936. But 36 years later, Ray Hartford, and I grew up watching Ray, as good as I've ever seen. The softest left-handed touch in the world. Ray Hartford, a second-team all-tournament player in 72 and a first-teamer in 73. Very few people have gone back-to-back like him. Ron Rush, one of the greats as well, first-teamer in 75. Bruce Van Ortweg, the late Bruce, first-teamer in 84. Troy Mullendijk, a player of the year in 1986. Sean Hoppert, first-teamer in 88. 1990, Mark Rochon, Dan Corbett, Gavin Spencer. Boy, great team there. Wow. 92, Jack Mulder. He might be listening today. He was a second-team all-tournament player. Mike Motzinger, player of the year in 96. Ryan Slider, second-teamer that same year. Ryan Motzinger, second-teamer in 2000. Jason Hartford, the only player to go back-to-back first team in 02 and 03. Jerry Runkle went second team in 03 and first in 04. Andrew Neiman went second team in 04 and first in 05. That's a pretty good run of athletes there. Justin Hartford was 2007 along with Andrew Bartline, and then 2010, Josh Rodriguez, 2011, Jordan Schreiber, and last year, Ian Collette. I hope that takes you down memory lane. Cheesemakers open up the second half with the ball. On top, Collette down the lane, floater, left it short. Taylor with the rebound, put it up and in. Big break for the Cheesemakers, getting a second chance opportunity on their first trip down the floor.
And I'd love to see Anthony Taylor to get a few things going.
Top of the key three on the way. It's an air ball out of bounds, and the Cheesemakers will get it back. As the Cheesemakers, full court pressure. They break it to Collette. Collette, left wing. Brings it down on top to Lockemeyer. Lockemeyer on the run from 8. It's no good. Rebound comes down. Stolen away by Collette. Collette tapes it up. Didn't get it to go. Checked in back court by Bardoni. Bardoni hands off on top to Pat. Corner, wide open 3. He missed one finally after hitting 3 in a row. Outlet down to Lockemeyer. Lockemeyer looks right, hands back. Collette on the drive to the hole, lays it up and in. Nice transition by Ian Collette, and a good pass by Gabe Lockemeyer.
I'd like to see us attack the basket a little bit.
Pat on top. Hands. No, going to drive. Lockey down the lane, off the glass, missed it, but the rebound inside. Parkley missed it again. Rebound stolen away. Cheesemakers get it back. 2 good looks inside. Maybe it's even and out. Lockemeyer ahead. Left corner. Collette going to drive. Kicks baseline. Inside. Reverse up and in by Ramon Flores, and we are tied. 50 apiece. And Madras wants timeout. So the Cheesemakers, good run to start the second half as Madras finally misses a couple shots, as Harkshin hadn't missed a thing in the first half on threes or anywhere. He's missed 3 to open up the second half. Cheesemaker Madras timeout.
And something else, Ian could have pulled up on a 3 there. Instead, we worked it down. We've gotten some really good, clean looks down inside. They're there to be had if you can take care of the ball.
Yeah, you just have to manage the ball long enough to get it where you want it to be, and you'll shoot some good, easy looks on the inside because Madras is scrambling on the perimeter.
Yep. Yeah, overplaying, trapping, that leaves people open. You just got to hang on to the ball long enough.
Bagley with the ball on the right side against Collette. Bagley going to step all the way down inside, laid it up and in. Man, I don't know how he got there. Backcourt with the ball. Cheesemakers going to try to break the pressure. Abbott looks down the floor, brings it across finally, breaks Abbott. Abbott back to Taylor. They'll set it up. Going to trap on the near side. Picked it up, goes inside to Collette. Collette lofts it backside to Wagner. Wagner has it rejected. Madras out with the ball. Down the floor comes Smith. Smith to the hole, lays it up and in. He really elevates well.
Wow.
Full court pass down the floor. Abbott lays it up and in. Nice assist that time by Taylor on the long pass. 54-52. Cheesemakers trailed by 2 again. And a hold is going to be against the Cheesemakers, I believe. And it's going to be on Wagner trying to control Smith underneath. They're going to say it's only a second.
We'll take it.
Yes, we will, because it's really his third. Madras looks to bring the ball in with a 54-52 lead. Inbound play underneath. Alley-oop, tipped away, picked off Collette. Ian pushed it ahead, kicked back to him, comes left side to Taylor. Taylor looks for the three, won't take it, inside to Wagner, put it up, missed it, rebound comes out, now a break the other way. Reese for the lay-in, puts it up, he missed it, but a one-hand dunk for Smith behind him. Behind his back, Collette. Collette down the lane, doesn't get the call, but he gets the bucket to go. 56-54, that wasn't Collette, that was Ramon Flores. Collette picked something off the floor, his mouthpiece, as it fell out. I don't know what that, apparently got a finger in the eye. Big fake there as Reese goes inside, backs out for 3. It's a no, caught by Smith, lays it up and in. Davon Smith got the offensive rebound and laid it up and in. Got to get rid of it. Andrew. Anthony Taylor. At some point, you've got to have that clock in your head and just put it up there. He never brought the ball in. The Cheesemakers turn it over for the 12th time, and Tillamook asked for timeout. Not sure if it's a full or a 30. It's a 30. We'll keep it right here. Everybody's saving their full timeouts for later. 4:49 left to play in the third period. Down by 4, 58-54. Tillamook's turned it over 4 times. Madras has turned it over 6 times in the game. And the offensive rebound's hurting us right now.
And Smith is playing a heck of a game. He kind of did that tip dunk, and he's up to 26 points.
Yeah, second dunk of the ball game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's out right now.
But they run players in and out.
Yeah, that's only playing half the time he has 26.
Madras to bring it in from underneath. Harkson looks, they set screens, run it around. Now they'll throw it all the way into backcourt. That's their safety valve. Goes back to Thurby. Thurby goes behind his back. A big push there. Cross court, right wing. Pump fake, going to step in, goes to the corner. No, tipped away by Lockemeyer. Lockemeyer bats it ahead to Collette. Collette fakes right, goes left, inside to Wagner. Wagner will go to the line to shoot 2. Nice pass from Collette to Wagner coming down the lane, and they just decided Wagner was not going to make that as they hung full body weight on the arm. And Greg's still working on the officials to say, you got to stop the moving screens as Madras set screens clear out on the perimeter, and it's just flat running at them.
Yep.
Free throw good by Wagner. 58-54, 4:32 left to play in the third. Second free throw, good as well. 2-point game. Madras by 2. They've been in the lead most of the way. 4:30 left to play in the third period. Pat on top, comes near side. They spread the Cheesemakers out, go to Lackey, high post, kicks off left side. Lackey gets it back, free throw line, got to stop him on the drive. Out into the corner, on the move 3. It's no good, rebound. Collette comes down with it. Collette, lead pass, lost it, got it back again. Right wing, Rojo traveled with the ball. Tillamook turns it over. 13th turnover.
And that's one of those, it didn't have to be that fast there.
No.
You know?
Madras, right to left they move. Goes high post. Lockie stops. Powers his way up. Check from behind. Collette comes down with it. Outlet far side. Alley-oop inside. Wagner lays it up. Doesn't get it to go. Man, we missed easy shot. Inside. Outlet right side. Pat stops and shoots for three. It's no good, but the follow, Lockie, is no good, but he is fouled, and he'll shoot two.
That's starting to miss some on their threes, but we've got to get that rebound.
Got to get the rebound, and we got to make our easy shot.
Yep.
And Chase has struggled on the inside. I can't hardly blame him. His legs have to be jello by now after missing 3.5 weeks and then walking into a game like this. That'd be like me walking into a game like this. Lockie misses his 9th free throw in a row.
That's a slump.
Yeah. Whoa, there's no doubt about that. If he was in baseball and he was 0 for 9, they'd be chanting get an average about now. But he keeps giving up the offensive rebounds. Free throw. This time the Cheesemakers come down with a miss on the free throw. Watch out from behind. Tillett, right side wing, 15. It's no good. Rebound. Taylor comes out with it. Taylor, left side, looks for a three, won't take it. Bounce pass out on top to Wagner. Wagner, quick move, near side. Now skip far side. Tillett, pump fake, 15. In and out, no good. Oh, man. Feeling for the kid. He's done it all year long. Hit every one of those shots. Right wing three, Pat, is good. And that's been kind of how the night's gone. Inbound Cheesemakers against full court pressure. Right side. Tillamook slows it down. They had a break, didn't take it. Flores inside Wagner. No, Taylor off the glass for two. That was a tough shot.
Wow.
He made it look easy. It's a 3-point game, 61-58. Hope you're keeping up with this better than I am. Pat on top, hands back. Dives in, stolen away by Collette. Collette, lead pass to Flores. Flores down the floor, lays it up and in. Ramon's had a great ball game tonight. 61-60, just like we saw in Ontario last year. 2:27 left to play in the third.
And that was on a turnover. Collette picked the guy's pocket, and off we went.
Inside, pump fake, spin move, shot on the way, no good. Taylor with a rebound. Cheesemakers, backcourt with the ball. Tipped away, out of bounds. Off the official, it'll be Cheesemakers' ball. Lockie out of bounds. And now he'll come in as Smith, or go out as Smith comes back in. Evan Brown on the far side, not going 5-5 right now. Nope. Things are a little bit tighter. Got to bring it in. Anthony to midcourt, and all of a sudden it's 2-on-1 going the other way. Wagner, he'll shoot a three. It's no good. Rebound. Wagner got his own rebound, but then on the floor it goes. He loses it, dives in, rips it loose. Going to be jump ball, and it goes to Madras. Under 2 minutes left in the third, 61-60.
Feels like we need a break or two to go our way.
Doesn't feel like we've had a lot of breaks go our way. Under 2 minutes left to play. Left side. They go high post. Bounce pass to Smith on the baseline. Tipped out of bounds. Good job by Lockemeyer because he would have had an easy look inside. Smith, nobody we have can elevate with him. Madras bring it in underneath their own bucket. Oh, man, wide open underneath. They missed him, so they hand it out to Reese. Reese now on the drive down the lane. Wild shot on the way. It's no good. Lockemeyer. He scrambles for the ball and then tipped out of bounds as they get hands on basketball so often. Cheesemakers cannot get it out of backcourt. They do bring it in. Taylor. Inbound pass goes to Collette. Collette, they break the pressure. Right sideline, and now they'll come down and trap with Smith out on top. Collette spins and stops. Goes high post. Collette gets it, steps through, dishes down low to Flores. Oh, how can you not call that? Flores just hammered on the shot. Ball pops loose. Down the floor to the hole. Doesn't get it to go, but he's fouled. Greg has both hands in the air saying, what are you seeing down here? That was just a mugging under the rim. And instead, they go to the other end, and they'll shoot free throws in Bagley. Collette still rubbing his head. Greg saying, I can't understand it.
Boy, that wasn't even subtle.
No. Free throw good by Bagley. That's the first free throw they've hit tonight. It's amazing that we're within two. 62-60. 4 new players come in. It'll be 5 as soon as he makes his second free throw, if he makes it. Free throw on the way, and he does. The 5th new player comes in. 63-60, Madras. Entertaining ball game. Yep. Lockemeyer breaks the pressure, goes right side, Collette. Collette, alley-oop inside to Wagner, this time who lays it up and in. Wagner pointed up. Collette nodded, caught it, laid it up and in, made it look easy. Pat on top, working against Collette, goes right side. Big pump fake, hands off on top. Whistle foul is going to be Collette, and he did. Ian Collette with his first personal foul. That's 16 points in the ball game. With 1 minute left to play in the third. 63-62. Madras with the lead. Pat between his legs, working against Collette. Collette flies back defensively. Pat as they try to push it inside, but they can't find a guy. Now they bounce it to the high post to Lockie. Lockie bounced off his feet, kicks it out to the right wing. Cheesemakers double team. Back to Lockie. Triple team. Into the corner. Madras gets it back. All the way to the floor. Rebound. Cheesemakers get it. Full court pass. Who's going to get to it? Flores off his leg, out of bounds. Madras ball. Good hustle that time by Pat. As Flores couldn't quite get there, Pat got it, banged it off his leg, out of bounds. Cheesemakers going for the home run. It's worked many times tonight, and many of the 13 turnovers have resulted from the long outlet pass. Inbound play into the left, 4-3. It's no good, but the offensive rebound put up and in. Badoni gets the offensive rebound. Cheesemakers quickly push the ball back the other way, and Collette loses it. 2-on-1 break, going the other way. Fake right side to the hole, no good. Follow, no good. Rebound, Taylor comes out. Tillamook has the ball. 2 seconds, midcourt. Wagner off the glass is no good, and that is the end of the third period of play. Well, we held them to 15. We didn't get much more. Down 65-62 as we head to the final period, back in 1 minute. Here we go to the final period of play. Great crowd on hand and a good atmosphere here as the Cheesemakers will bring the ball in to start the final period. Lockemeyer almost lost it, hands off to Abbott. Cheesemakers get it against that scrambling defense of Madras. Right wing. Collette going to drive inside to the hole, scores. Oh, offensive foul. Terrible. That was a horrible call. Good thing we're not down by the floor. Cheesemakers just got ripped off there. Oh, my goodness, that was a horrible call. Offensive foul on Collette, and they wave off the bucket. We got to get a break somewhere, right? Yep. It's going to drive down inside, kicks off left side. Smith with the ball. Lockemeyer on him. Don't give up the baseline. Smith takes it inside, and the foul is going to be on Lockemeyer.
Only one foul called on Madras
this half. Cheesemaker fans are letting the officials know it right now and tell them it's going to take timeout. 65-62, Madras, 7.5 left to play in the game. We'll be back after Greg has a chance with the officials after this word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Cheesemaker basketball. Cheesemakers didn't get a break there, and that's part of the value of earning a home game. You, in a lot of cases, get breaks when the whole crowd is in one side, and Madras has got more than the Cheesemakers tonight. Greg letting the officials know. He said, look, there's 6 fouls to 1 up there. You got to be kidding me. And Smith's free throw's good. He has 27 in the game.
And he's been a difference maker. We have not been able to handle his size and athleticism inside.
He gets both free throws. 67-62. First point of the second half for Madras, or fourth period. Down the floor, Cheesemakers break the pressure, scores, and he's fouled, and that was all because Greg had that official's ear for the last 1 minute and 15 seconds, because there is nothing there that was any more contact than we've seen for the last quarter.
There was almost nothing.
Cheesemakers get the foul called, and to the line goes Wagner. Can he complete the three-point play? He does not. Good shot, but it rolled around and fell out. 3-point Madras lead, and they have the ball. A lot of pressure coming. The loser is done with their season. Kicks off left wing 3. Good. Bagley hits the 3. And it is 70-64. Equals their largest lead of the ball game. Full court pressure. Got to get it in. They finally do to Collette. Collette down the floor, lost it from behind. Madras pushed the other way, down the floor. Shot on the way, no good by Smith, but he got his own rebound, and now he goes to the line to shoot 2. Offensive rebounds, if the Cheesemakers lose this game, is going to be what cost them.
Yeah, and mostly Smith.
Yeah, mostly Smith. And you could say it's shooting percentage from the outside. Cheesemakers should change their game. They've said we're not going to shoot from the outside a lot because we're getting good shots on the inside. But they have not been able to stay with Madras on the boards, and Madras with 11 more shots in the ball game than Tillamook has. And they lead by 7. And Smith, second free throw, is good. Down by 8 with 7 minutes left.
You kind of get the feeling we're going to have to hit some threes to get ourselves back in this.
Inbound play, Lockemeyer. Lockemeyer brings it into Wagner. Cheesemakers break the press barely. Baseline, tipped away loose. They're going to lose it out of bounds and turn it over again. 16th turnover.
Even when we get the ball in front court, it's like we can't slow ourselves down.
No, and that's what that pressure does to you. Clear back when Kim Cattell and that group came down. Ball tipped away on top. Lockemeyer asked for timeout. Had the ball, they said. It's going to be alternating possession, called a jump ball. And it'll go to Madras. Stay to Madras as Tillamook had it broken loose, tied it up. Lockemeyer thought he had it with the timeout. Pass inside. Turnaround jumper from 7. No good. Wagner with a rebound. And there's the foul. Same guy, second time. Greg probably should have been on him about a quarter ago.
Yep.
Going to hear the Boo Birds come out now from Madras as the backcourt foul is called. This has not been a poorly officiated game. They've missed a couple down the stretch. They have not called a bad game, though. Wagner, right wing, Collette, 4-3. No good again. Rebound Wagner. Inside, put it up, didn't get it. Lockemeyer, whistle foul against Madras. I believe he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Yep, he'll go to the line with 6:21 left. That'll be the 4th team foul. Oh, they're going to say before the shot. Don't know how that was as he caught it and shot it in the air, but Greg is not happy with the guy on our near side. Cheesemakers will bring it in. Collette, Wagner, elbow left, didn't take it. Collette left 3, short again. He has been short the entire night. Down the floor, lays it up and in. Cheesemakers got beat back, and they're looking tired right now. Down by 10, 74-64. Bunch of seniors playing for their life now. Wagner to the baseline, didn't get it to go. Rebound inside, whistle foul. Before the shot, over the back. It's going to be on Harksham. Cheesemakers will get it underneath their own basket. Still a lot of time left, down by 10.
Yep.
Especially with the way Madras plays.
There's a lot of possessions left.
Yeah, a lot of possessions. 5:56 left. Wagner going to get a little break. And 5 new players in for Madras. And I've got to say, this has made a difference in the ball game.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. We are. We're not quite as quick as we were earlier in the game.
Inbound, Taylor underneath. Goes to Collette in jail. Back to Taylor. Taylor fouled from behind. Going to shoot 2. And all of a sudden, that 6-to-1 foul ratio is 7-to-6. Anthony Taylor to the line to shoot 2. You cannot tell me that there isn't value in getting your point across.
Yep.
And making an official aware. Free throw good. So down by 10 with 6 minutes left in the game, now down by 9. The loser's done for the year. Cheesemakers 15-9 on the season. Free throw good.
And we are in a position, both teams are going to be shooting 1-and-1.
And Tillamook has asked for a timeout. We'll take it as well. 5:54 left in the game, 74-66. Madras back in 1 minute. Welcome back to Cheesemaker basketball, 74-66 Madras. Ray Hartford could tell you about giant killers in Madras. They had a group of kids that in 72 or 73 knocked off one of the best teams Tillamook ever had in the state tournament, and their center was 6'1". Flip the switch, Cheesemaker center, 6'1". Madras, they have the size now. A couple of 6'4" players, and they have the ball as well. Baseline pass inside, on the ground. Smith digs it out, picks it up, lays it in. Cheesemakers had the ball, but couldn't come up with it, and they give up the bucket on the other end. Collette down the lane, got hit on the shot, and it goes in. No call, though. 76-68.
Yeah, we got to get loose balls. If the ball's loose, it needs to come our way.
Driving down the lane. Oh, a tough shot, but Smith again on the backside board lays it up and in. He's got 32 in the game. 34 in the game.
How did we not
break the pressure? Bounce pass inside to Abbott. He missed it. Rebound, Taylor got it. He's fouled from behind. He'll shoot 2. 34 for Smith.
Man, you just got to get a body on him. I mean, it's easy to say, but he has gotten so many backside rebounds.
Anthony Taylor goes to the line to shoot a pair, down by 10, 78-68.
Yeah, we can't trade buckets much longer.
No, probably no longer. 5 minutes left. That little run that Madras took at the beginning of the fourth period took it from a 1-point game, make it a 3-point game, to a 10-point game and a 7-0 run. Taylor, first free throw's good. Second one is good as well. We need a couple steals and easy buckets on the other end to close this gap and make Madras a little bit nervous. And there's a steal by Collette. Collette, right side, 2-on-1 break. Down the floor, lays it up, doesn't get it to go. Taylor, though, the rebound, fade from 6 and hits. Anthony Taylor gets the bucket. Down by 6. 78-72. Pat, inside. Hands, kicks back out on top. 3. No good. Rebound, Wagner gets it. He'll push it out of backcourt. Ahead to Collette. A long 3. It's no good. Rebound, backside. Goes to Madras. Madras out of backcourt. They know only go. Ball out to Lockie. Lockie lost it, got it again into the corner. 3. It's no good, but Harkin, the backside rebound, lays it up and in. Offensive rebound again, 80-72. Pass inside, no. Tillamook asked for a timeout, didn't get it. Breakaway the other way after the turnover to Lockie is good. 10-point lead again. Madras on their feet, 82-72. 4 minutes left to play in the game. We'll take a 1-minute break back after this.
Team.
Welcome back to Cheesemaker basketball. Well, 4 minutes left in the game, and Tillamook's hit 2 out of 15 from 3. If you'd have told me coming in, I'd say we'd be down by 10.
Yep.
Look at that. We are. 82-72, Madras. Cheesemakers break the pressure. Flores in the corner to Lockemeyer. Out on top, Collette. Collette down the floor. Scores, and he's fouled. That's the official that did not give him the break, or that has given the Cheesemakers the break, as Collette went to the line, scores, and now he goes to the line. The other official that's holding the ball right now would have rung that up as an offensive foul.
No doubt about it.
Promise you that.
Yep. Greg got in that guy's ear, and he listened.
He did.
Wow.
Ian Collette goes to the line.
I mean, almost to the point of calling everything our way now.
82-75, down by 7. 3:50 left to play in the game. Pat, right side. Into the corner they go. Kick it back out on top. Collette, good defense there. Also good ball handling. Baseline left side. Back out on top. Pump fake for 3 from the left-hander. Don't take it. Hand it to Smith. Into the corner. 3 on the way. Good. Full court pass the other way. Layup and in by Flores. Cheesemakers can't trade buckets. They got to get stopped. 85-77. Ball on top, Pat. In the corner, goes to Smith. Smith spins. Oh, he powers his way up and hits. Full court pass, breakaway. Cheesemakers lay in 2. Collette. I can't keep up. 87-79.
Boy, Smith can't miss.
Down the floor, Pat. It's no good, but Smith with a follow up and in. Smith got the bucket. It's a 10-point game again. Outlet Cheesemakers, 89-79. Flores, right wing 3. It's no good again. Kept alive by Taylor. He's hacked, no call. Collette, 3 out of the corner is good. Back to within 7. 89-82. Madras on top. Pat down the lane. Shot, didn't get it to go. Lockemeyer can't get the ball. Rebound, though, comes out to Collette. Collette, 4-3. It's no good. Taylor can't control it out of bounds. Cheesemakers just have to let it fly now with 2:17 left to play in the game, and they are dead tired. It's 89-82. Why shouldn't they be?
And here comes 5 new Madras kids off the bench. That's tough.
Evan Brown's going to call timeout for Madras. 2:17 left to play in what could be a season for the Cheesemakers. 89-82. We'll keep this one right here. I haven't played a lick, and I'm lightheaded. Tired. Oh, my goodness. We knew this had all the makings of the possibility of being a track meet here.
Yeah.
And a track meet it's been. And the bottom line, we said in pregame, we said on the way over here, we said before we left the house, if Madras outshoots us, they'll beat us. And they've outshot us.
And we always talk about that 35 to 40% on threes. That's right where Madras is sitting. They're 11 out of 27, which is 41%. Tillamook's 3 out of 18. That's just not going to get it done.
And I'll tell you that it feels very much, although also much different. Kim Cattell and that group, when they lost in the semifinals to Burns years ago, I'd have to look back at what that year was. But they're the best basketball team in the state under Coach Brian Wright. They just flat ran into a cold shooting night and couldn't overcome it. And the Cheesemakers have done that tonight. They have run into a cold shooting night. As cold as it was on their trip over has been their shooting night from three-point line. They've done a great job from the twos. They've had a lot of easy looks from twos, but they find themselves down by 7 with 2:17 left to play.
And the one thing that Madras has added a little bit this half are some free throws, which have kept that distance.
I'd say even now, if Lockie gets the ball, you got to start fouling him. Pat on the inside, drives in, now backs out. Almost had it lost there. Ball tipped loose, goes Pat in the corner. He'll shoot for 3. It's no good. The long rebound, though, chased down by Reese. They just wanted it more.
Yep.
Reese on top. Whistle foul's going to be against Collette. And the fans are on their feet. They think Collette's gotten by with hands-on defense out on top. I would say he's played with his belly right on the defender all night long.
And they actually called that on Abbott on the backside.
Okay.
And a chance maybe here for a missed free throw and
Yeah, you got to get a rebound.
Got to get a rebound.
This is the 8th foul against the Cheesemakers. One more 1-on-1 before they go to 2. Free throw's good by Reese. He's hit all those tonight. 2 platoons split in time, full time, and Cheesemakers have really gotten beat by Smith.
Yeah, Smith is sitting on 38.
Free throw, good. Got them both by Reese. 9-point game. Cheesemakers down. Collette out of backcourt. Reese all over. Ahead to Taylor. Taylor lost it. Double dribbled. No call. And now he turns it over. Breakaway going the other way. Oh, he can't pass to himself, and they caught it. And it's turnover, Madras. Anything called against Madras now gets a boo out of the fans. 1:44 left. Collette, full court the other way. Stops, hands back to Flores. Ramon inside, scoop, hit the bottom of the rim. Madras outlet, ahead, saved by Taylor. Flip back, but it goes to Madras. Madras going to push ahead. Right wing going to call the foul against Flores. And I think the Cheesemakers season hanging in the balance. And right now they look beat.
Yeah.
Flores picks up the foul, and to the line will go Donnie Bagley, and the Cheesemakers ask for timeout. 1:28 left in the game. Madras with a 91-82 lead. We'll be back in 1 minute. Welcome back to Cheesemaker basketball as we go to the final minute and a half of this ball game, and probably the final minute and a half of the Cheesemakers season. They were hoping to catch lightning in a bottle back to back, winning on the road on long trips as they did last year in Ontario, and then went to LeGrand and knocked off the number 2 ranked team in the state. But the Cheesemakers just flat haven't shot the ball well enough to win here tonight.
No, and a miss here, and you're 9 points down. We just need to hit some threes, and we need to hit them in a hurry with stops.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty tall order right now.
Yeah, it certainly does. And free throw by Bagley. Right-handed free throw is good. And that is a 10-point lead, equals the largest of the ball game. First 10-point lead was 74-64. Largest lead before that had been 6 by Madras. Cheesemakers' largest lead had been 4. Free throw. Bounces all the way back to midcourt, and Madras controls. And now they're going to play keep away. Double teamed and fouled. So Madras has decided no more shots. And that means they're going to shoot a lot of free throws, and they're going to be double bonus from here on out.
And I'll tell you, height makes a big difference. When you have some taller players and you're trying to trap people, having some height out there really helps.
28 points for Ian Collette on the board up there. 38 for Smith from Madras. One more bucket for Smith, and we could have games back-to-back where we saw 3 players go for 40. Wow. Never happens. First free throw is no good. Second free throw is no good as well, but they tip it all the way out to midcourt, and Smith collects it, and another opportunity for Madras. Tipped away, picked up. It's Lockemeyer. Lockemeyer, Collette, elbow right jumper, short again. Got his own rebound in the corner. Passes it inside, dishes backside, threw it away. Turnover number 19 in the ball game.
Ball just has not dropped tonight.
No, just has not dropped. Ian Collette will have 28 points in this game, and this is a game that if he has on tape, he's not going to go back and listen to. No, it's just frustrating. But don't let that take away from the show that this group of kids put on all year, being undermanned every single ball game inside. Yeah. I think this score will surprise some people from around the state. And I will say Madras, who I believe is going to head to Banks here next Saturday, is a team that can give you a lot of problems. And Lockie, big cheer as he finally hits a free throw on his 11th try. Tillamook breaks the pressure. Flores, right wing 3. No good.
That's the story of the night right there. Wide open 3 that bounces back off the bracket over the backboard.
93-82. 52 seconds left to play in the Cheesemakers season. Pat with the ball in backcourt. Tip, loose, Cheesemakers steal. Ahead to Collette. Collette, left wing three. No good again. Rebound, Taylor gets it, hands below to Lockemeyer, lays it up and in. Group of seniors who have played a lot of ball together, playing their last 35 seconds of ball here. 93-84. Madras backcourt. Wait, kicks it out. Ahead to Lockie. He's the guy you got to foul, but they didn't. Ahead to Pat. And Pat will go to the line to shoot two again with 22 seconds left. So Madras brought their whole town out, just like Tillamook would have.
Yeah, really good turnout.
And a great atmosphere for basketball here. The only thing missing was the Tillamook band would have made this place just rocking good. But Madras wouldn't let them come. I understand why, although I don't appreciate it, because really this should be about kids. But you also want it to be about your own kids. Pat missed the first free throw. 22 seconds left, down by 9. Second free throw, he missed them both, but again, got his own rebound continually, and he got it up and in. I bet that's happened almost 10 times tonight. Missed free throws, other end, Cheesemakers, Collette from 15, no good. Taylor gets it, puts it back up and in. 95-86, and that will be the ball game.
The final, the Buffalo, 95, Tillamook, 86.
Cheesemakers lose it 95-86. They competed hard, but they're going to finish their season at 15-10 as they fall to Madras here in Madras. We're going to take a 2-minute break. A 2-minute break. We'll be back with Sports Extra after this. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball and Sports Extra, brought to you by the Les Schwab Tire Center, the place to go for your tire care. Tillamook Cheesemakers lose it tonight, 95-86, to the Madras White Buffalo here in Madras. Madras outshot the Cheesemakers from the outside. They out-rebounded them on the inside, and the Cheesemakers, really bottom line, I think they could have survived those two things. They just couldn't deliver from the three-point line, and that's a do or die. They've lived with it, and now they die by it. The Cheesemakers lose 95-86. Cheesemakers were down 25-24 at the end of the first period. They were down 50-44 at the end of the first half, but they give up, or they outscored Madras 18-15 in the third period of play to get to within 3. They got that down to well, I guess they held that at 3 at 67-64, and then a 7-0 run as Madras went up by 10, and Tillamook could never get over that hump as they didn't ever get any closer than 6 after that, as the Cheesemakers give up 30 in the final period. So Tillamook scores 24, 20, 18, and 24, and they lose it by 9. 95-86. They score 86 on a really poor shooting night for the Mooks. Entertaining ball game, take nothing away from the kids that played for Tillamook tonight as they lose it by 9. Cheesemakers in their season in Madras. Bruce is going to have the stats. We'll have those and more here on Sports Extra after this word from the Les Schwab Tire Center. Basketball and Sports Extra brought to you by the Les Schwab Tire Center, the place to go for your tire care. Tillamook loses 95-86. Bruce, tell us how it happened.
Well, it was one of those nights, and I was just thinking back, we said at halftime that typically if we have one bad shooting half, we kind of even that out. And I remember there was another game early, I don't remember which one, maybe that first Newport game or something, where we just never found the three-point range all night, and that was tonight. We ended up on the game shooting 48%. That's not bad. Put up 69 shots.
That was a whole bunch of lay-ins, though.
And Madras, of course, by trapping and pressing, you give up some of those easy ones. So, boy, from two-point range, over 60%, but 3 out of 20 from three-point range. And I'll tell you, early that fourth quarter, if we could have hit a couple of threes, kind of got some mojo going, you feel like we could have got ourselves back in it, but
and we had shots. It wasn't like they were on us.
Nope.
Every three-pointer we took was open, and we shot 15%.
Yep.
That's just the way it goes.
Yep. They didn't drop. We shot free throws well. We shot twos well. The other big stat, 19 turnovers.
Yeah.
You know, in a game like this, probably needed to be in that 12, 13, 14 range.
I guess that surprises me as much as anything because I really picture Tillamook as one of the better ball handling teams in the state. And, yet the pressure game of Madras really bothered us.
Yes. And what you find is even when you get the ball out of those first few traps, it's like you can't slow yourself down. You're still flying and making kind of crazy passes even when you don't need to. And we saw that. Those 19 turnovers hurt. Madras, they shot 50%, but their big factor was 11 for 28 on threes. And, you know, they didn't just, shoot lights out by any means, but they kept making enough that we couldn't gain any ground on them, even when we got a couple of easy twos.
And they missed a lot of shots, but they so often got the follow on that.
And that's one thing I didn't think they had much height. I didn't realize inside we would get hurt like we did. And I'll put a lot of that, Caleb Smith, he was a beast underneath.
Yeah.
Ended up with 38, and a lot of those were offensive rebounds and putbacks. So, tough night. You hate to end the season on a loss. You hate to end the season when you don't play as well as you maybe could some nights. But we played a lot of great games this year, a really good team. And you look back across the career of these seniors, boy, they put a lot of good basketball on the court.
Oh, boy, and we have enjoyed the ride last year at the end of the season and through much of this year, as every week it seemed like we were underdogs in size, and that so often matters in basketball. And yet this group of kids have just outperformed. And I hope the memory that hangs in your head was the last two home games Tillamook had. First, the upset over Seaside, number 2 ranked team in the state, and then that win over Scappoose just earlier this week. Those are the things that you ought to remember, and also remember the most prolific scorer that Tillamook High School's ever had in Ian Collette as he finishes the season, averaging over 26 points a game. He's 5'9", 140 soaking wet, and yet he competed every ball game out. We'll have our final wrap-up after this word from the Les Schwab Tire Center. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Tillamook loses 95-86. We talked a little bit about Ian Collette. He's just played his last basketball game for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. We gave you those stats earlier. He went for 20 or more 21 times, I believe, now, because he went for 26 tonight. I think they had him for 28 up on the board. But over 20 times went for 20 points. He went for 30 or more 8 times. He went for over 42 of those times, and that's just unheard of in basketball unless you're so big and dominating, and that's not his game. I've got to hand it to him, and I'll tell him I don't believe he'll ever listen to this game because these aren't the games you listen to, as I know that they have a lot of these games taped over the course of the years. But I will tell you that it's been a treat for us to watch him play. And you look at Anthony Taylor and how he's come through. Ramon Flores played probably his best offensive game of the year tonight. Nathan Abbott, huge games this year. Chase Wagner, what a competitor for the Cheesemakers.
Lockenmeyer.
Gabe Lockenmeyer. We haven't had a kid that works any harder than he works. And so you look at all those kids that are seniors and done now playing basketball for Tillamook. Yeah, and just make sure that you tell them how much you've appreciated watching them over the course of the last few years and watching their development. Cheesemakers lose a lot. It's going to be a rebuild now in the next year or two. But the other thing that I would finish with tonight, last game after 49 years, that Bob Lamb's going to be on the bench. And Bob is retiring at the end of this season. He, of course, head coach for many years, and then the assistant coach under Alex Iwani. He won a state title as a head coach and then won one as an assistant as well. He has been the constant of having 3 head coaches, but 1 guy in the bench consistent over the last 47 years. There are not many schools that have the tradition Tillamook has that can say that same thing. And so we wish Bob the very best of luck in his retirement from basketball as he moves forward. And his basketball success is nothing compared to who he is as a person.
Yeah, it's just, like you said, that consistency, that solid voice, that role model, and this, you ran back through that list of all these tournament team players. Just think how many players have been influenced by Bob over the years.
Let's look at that list, just so you know. And I know if you've lived around Tillamook, you've seen great basketball players. The first one, I believe, if I'm guessing right, was 1975. Ron Rush, I think, was probably the first one on this list that played for Bob. Bob came in 75, 76, somewhere in there. So, Ron, I may be wrong about that. Bruce Van Ortwick in 89 or 84. Troy Mollendijk, 86. Again, Player of the Year. Sean Hoffert, Mark Groshon, Dan Corbus, Gavin Spencer. I know that the old guys in the front row on the far side, they can picture each one of these kids in their mind and the success that they had. Jack Mulder, 6'8" kid, man now. Yep. Mike Motzinger, a 2A Player of the Year. Ryan Slider, one of the best athletes we've ever had, now the head coach of Woodburn. Ryan Motzinger, Jason Hartford, back-to-back all-tournament, the only player that was first-team all-tournament 2 years in a row for the Cheesemakers. Jerry Runkle, Andrew Neiman, Justin Hartford, Andrew Bartline, Josh Rodriguez, Jordan Schreiber, Ian Collette. All of those were all-tournament players under Bob, either as a head coach or an assistant. That's a lot of great athletes. And I think Bob would have retired a year ago. I think he was about ready to be done, except Bob's a man of his word. And when Ian Collette started this journey, he said, Ian, I'll stay with you as long as you're here. And he did. And Bob was one of the greatest guards ever in the state, and he got to coach one of the greatest guards Tillamook has ever had. And Ian Collette graduates this year. Great job by the Tillamook Cheesemakers. They lose, though, tonight, 95-86. Bruce, I also want to thank you. Not many people are crazy enough to tromps all over the state. Actually, just you and Radcliffe. You and Nathan, that's about it.
Well, I'm not sure who that offends more, Nathan or me.
I don't know either, but we'll take it either way.
It's a lot of fun. And these kids are a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
And one of the things that Greg talks about a lot of times in his interviews, it's not just basketball. These are really good kids. They are good at school. They are positive role models to their peers. These are really good kids, and they're good basketball players.
And it's about relationships, and that's what helped develop kids into young men. And that list of people that I read off there are good people now, good dads, good uncles, good brothers. That's what you want to develop through high school athletics. Cheesemakers, though, lose tonight, 95-86, and their season will be done. Madras, unless there's an upset down in Crook County, they will probably play Banks next Saturday, which would be an entertaining game. I tell you, they're a tough matchup.
Yes, that would be a fun game to watch.
If there's an upset, then they'd go to Seaside. I don't know that Seaside beats this team.
Yeah, there's a pretty strong, again, that inside
well, if they
presence.
shoot well.
Yeah, exactly.
If they shoot well. And if Seaside, of course, they'd be at home, and Seaside's always better, and you know why, at home.
Yep.
So Cheesemakers lose it, though, 95-86. They give up the most points they've given up all year in their final game of the year. This has been Sports Extra, brought to you by the Les Schwab Tire Center, the place to go for your tire care. This has been Randy Shield along with Bruce Rhodes, saying good night and good sports. This has been a KTIL Sports presentation.